female reproductive system consists of several organs: the uterus, vagina, the external genitalia, the ovaries, and the fallopian tube. Today we're going to focus on the ovaries themselves. In particular, we're going to look at the anatomy of the actual ovaries and how they produce eggs.
The ovaries are located on either side of the uterus. There are two fallopian tubes that go on either side. This is where the egg will actually travel once it's released from the ovary. And the ovary is actually just a small oval shape that is not actually attached to the fallopian tube, but it's close. And one on either side. Now what will happen is it's not quite touching here, but when it's time, once a month, it's responsible for releasing the egg. It creates the egg inside, and it will secrete it where hopefully it will head down the fallopian tube. And if their fertilization occurs, it will happen right there inside the uterus.
On the outside of the ovary is a layer of simple epithelium. This is called the germinal epithelium, and the blood vessels in the hilum of the ovary. There are two regions to the ovaries. One is the ovarian cortex, which is on the outermost edge, and it is surrounded by dense, irregular connective tissue. On the inner side is the region called the ovarian medulla. It is arranged with loosely connective tissue, blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, and nerves. The beginning of this magic starts with the primordial follicle. It consists of a primary oocyte and an outer layer of cells. At birth, a woman can have up to 2 million primary oocytes in each ovary. Once puberty is reached, these primordial follicles will start to grow and develop into the primary follicles. Typically, only one will actually reach maturity, which is needed for ovulation. The primary follicle will then become the secondary follicle. Notice the primary oocyte still there, and there's also an antrum which is beginning to form, which is the cavity which basically is filled up with follicular fluid. The secondary follicle becomes larger and larger until it reaches the mature follicle stage. The mature follicle will rupture, expelling the secondary oocyte towards the fallopian tube. What's left over is the corpus hemorrhagicum, which will actually be the blood clot. That then becomes the corpus luteum and gets smaller and smaller as it degenerates, and the end result is the corpus albicans, which is actually like scar tissue. And there you have it, the ovaries. When that secondary oocyte is actually released from the ovary, it's called ovulation. And next time we'll talk about what happens after ovulation.